believe
Instagram got some bonus content
they
there,
sure
huh?
did. I believe, welcome YouTube. I was just telling my friends on Instagram that we're mailing the most we've ever mailed, which makes sense because we're
Never having mailed before.
We're selling the least in store we've ever sold. That's not totally true because we're still doing better now than we were like in our first few years of business.
Sure.
By like leaps and bounds. So while we've been kind of cranking super fast burn, like Wonder Fair's been doing great leading up to, global pandemic. So it's okay to be doing less awesome in a global pandemic, I would say. Most importantly, we're just trying to keep ourselves feeling good and doing the right things for our community in the capacity we have as a stationery store, which I feel is to provide people stationery and art supplies.
More than a stationery store.
We're so much more.
A Wonder Fair.
We're a Wonder. Oh, that's sweet. I like that. So we need to do those things because I think people need those things to do their jobs, education, and mental health. And we're local, so we can quickly deliver them. So we're doing those things in whatever capacity. And to that end,
you're jumping right in. You're trying to jump into the program, but we haven't covered any announcements yet.
That was just a teaser.
Okay.
And now we'll cut to a commercial break. The commercials are about
commercials are for other local businesses
commerce.
You can support.
They don't pay us. We just love them. So we're going to now tell you, before you learn about our exciting developments, let's hear about some other exciting developments around town.
All right. So not so great development. It looks like Essential Goods is going to be closing.
Want to talk about that.
Well, I think we should talk about it. We got to bring the good and the bad here.
Okay. One reason is that we don't really know the scope of that closure. If it's just that their brick and mortar won't be reopening for a while, maybe there's some goal of moving. It sounds like they're going to maintain an online presence.
Yeah, looks like they're going to be continuing to do online internet sales and local deliveries, but they're going to be closing their store on Mass Street. So that's a bummer, real bummer. Yeah. It was nice to have a sort of kindred friends down the block who were kind of doing a similar thing.
Yeah, people might have felt like there was, because we're similar businesses, that would mean we didn't fully cheer for them to succeed, and that's not the case. Like, downtown Lawrence succeeds when there's lots of shops that are, kindred, not overlapping too closely, but we always had a good relationship where that didn't happen. And so I hope that artists who were impacted by that, it's no one's fault because this is a pandemic. So we just want to be thinking of all the shops that might be facing those kinds of choices.
Yeah. In particular, they work with a lot of individual artists like we do. So that could be a hard hit for some of those artists.
Right. So if anybody wants to ask us questions or needs guidance or help, I guess we're just seat of the pants as well and are not authorities, but we do have a lot of empathy and would do what we could.
Yeah.
So would say, like, is this the first sign? Like, let's just talk about this, everybody.
Let's talk about it.
Is this just a sign, like we've known from the beginning, that this might be the straw that breaks the camel's back, as they say, of brick and mortar retail sort of having to transition by force to primarily online platforms, which we heavily resist, which is why we are here live with you in our studio in beautiful downtown Lawrence instead of just on our laptops. But is this it?
No, it's not it.
Oh,
it's just going to be, I think there's going to be a variety of factors for every individual business that determines whether or not they decide this is their time to get out of that business.
Right.
And so it's expensive to run a store,
really
and
is.
you don't need those expenses if you're not serving customers in the physical place. So I get it, and I think that we'll see more people follow that path and decide, my lease is up. I think it's time to shift gears, change things. I think it's going to be a hard few years downtown.
Yes.
I hope that also means it creates opportunities where rents maybe go down. Maybe it becomes easier to start a new business downtown. Because right now there's a pretty high barrier to entry when it comes to startup costs. Rents start at $4,000 a month for a space on Mass Street. So that can be a pretty penny just to even think about opening a new business.
I think I speak for both of us when I say that I would love this to be an opportunity if it makes your heart hurt a little to think of downtown having a lot of gaping vacancies. This would be the time to start putting social pressure on the city to try to revitalize downtown Lawrence in the way you'd like to see it. Like, we don't want a lot of chain stores coming in. We'd like to maybe give more affordable opportunities to starting up businesses to people who've primarily not had that opportunity, people in minorities who are underrepresented downtown, people who are from social classes that might not have access to investment. So that's my soapbox of the morning.
Oh, I want to continue because I want to like very
aboard.
clearly articulate Wonder Fair's platform. We're not running for election, but we would like to forward policy within the city.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that's been on our minds over the past few years, as we've watched lots of properties continue to be vacant,
for
is
5+ years.
For many, many years, properties sit vacant, and there's no reason that needs to happen. That's just greedy landlords looking to it. No, it is, because there's plenty of properties rent like that when the rent
That's true.
is reasonable, and we have greedy landlords who are sitting on a space waiting for a tenant who's willing to pay something that's 10 or 20 or 30% above market for the space.
Well, there's been a drive by a small number of landlords to drive up the market rate to what we believe is an unsustainable rate that hasn't proven to have like market buy-ins. So that's why those expensive properties sit. But if everyone's prices are high all around, even if they're empty, the anticipation is that gradually everybody just has to agree with you that that's the market rate, even if it's not borne out by logic of actual rentals.
So our policy proposal,
yes.
Our policy proposal is that we institute a vacancy tax on commercial properties on Mass Street. Vacancy tax, because here's the deal: for people for people who own a lot of property, they're not renting it. Their main costs are their mortgage, the property tax, and that's a write-off for them if that's their business. But that has a cost to the city, because that means there's not a business in there who's earning sales tax. And that's how the city makes money, is sales tax. Yeah. It's a huge part of our revenue.
Sales tax is funding the mental health and behavioral health center that we're building. Whether we agree with it or not, it's funding the very large jail expansion that's about to happen. So we need
That's not for sure yet.
Is it not?
No, not necessarily.
Nice. Anyway,
not
regardless.
For sure sales tax. But
okay, cool. But sales taxes fund basically all of our
The library. That's how we got the great library, is sales tax.
Love the library.
Mm-hmm.
So,
vacancy tax on unoccupied spaces downtown. It incentivizes those property owners to get tenants in there. And then we'll have a lot more interesting new businesses downtown that we can all support.
The tenants will bring new interest to the area, as well as sales tax dollars, which go directly back into the community instead of having just like one or two funnels of income for the city. We create a wider variety of them, and it's a little more bottom up.
All right, soapbox.
That was a
for the day.
Soapbox. Sorry,
for
everybody.
In other local news, we do still have businesses opening up.
Wait, I gotta say, sorry I didn't get off the soapbox. You can forcibly remove me in a second.
Keep going.
Here's something I want to.
This is what we're here for.
We're really grousing on you. Thank you, loving.
Live video. Pause. I gotta make sure we're still live here. Okay, we're good.
I think they didn't like our soapbox on Instagram, but one more thing. Some folks might feel like, Wonder Fair's been really banging this drum for a while about making downtown a more equitable space for business owners via vacancy taxes. There were actually 2 candidates up for city commission in the past election who agreed with us and made that part of their platform. And neither of them got elected. And let's do better next time and elect people like Joey Hensler, who are thinking about these creative ways to keep downtown not just alive, but sustainable for more people. That was something I wanted to say on my soapbox.
I gotta apologize to everybody who's tuning in on Instagram. I think we had some feed trouble, so hopefully we're back now. You missed some great soapboxing Thank you, Kaylin, for letting us know on YouTube that our Instagram feed was goofy. I think it was the iOS trying to update, which is a real bummer that everybody missed our great local soapboxing. We'll repeat it in a future episode.
Yeah, if you want to just hear us say like what we'd really like to see downtown at the end of this, you can go to YouTube.
Yep.
We got kind of preachy though.
Yep. We'll be back more to talk about Wonder Fair policy positions in the future, including Wonder Fair's 99 Theses, hopefully slated to be nailed to the door of City Hall January 1st, 2021.
All right,
we'll see if we can make do on that.
Too much time on retail as policy.
2 more updates.
Take space.
Businesses are still opening despite the circumstances, and we're excited to see we got Pedestrian next door, local cheese shop and deli doing sandwiches and lunch stuff, and we're so thrilled about that. They don't have a firm open date yet, but we will keep you posted as we talk to them more. We had them on the show on Friday. And then this Thursday, tomorrow, Louis Wagon Tocolino, owner of Decade, the coffee shop in East Lawrence that we all know and love, opens Cellar Door Cafe on the corner of Mass and 11th. I guess it's technically on 11th, but it's in the same building as Silas and Maddie's and the soda shop. We like to call it the Sugar District. Louis is bucking that trend a little bit. Instead of full-on desserts and sweets, he's opted to do more of like a lunchy, dinnery cafe.
You're describing food.
Louis is serving food, and if you've never been to Decade, you might not know that Louis is one of the best chefs in town. Secretly, Decade menu is great. I'm excited that Louis now has a full kitchen and will be doing more and more amazing things in the food scene here in Lawrence. So they're open on Thursday, soft launch, call them up, make an order for pickup. That's the story there. Hopefully we'll have Louis on the show next week. I saw him at the post office yesterday. So we'll get it from the horse's mouth there. And we got a guest on the show tomorrow. Is that right?
We have a guest on the show next week that we are going to talk about next week. Because some, a lot of businesses, struggling. Yep. Okay. But,
it's next Thursday.
You can be having a tough time, but also the busiest time of your life. That's currently what we're experiencing in many ways. It's like slow but fast. Yeah. So we just don't want to get anyone in a position where we make it. Not that we have. We have an absolutely huge viewing audience.
Yeah.
But we're going to reveal our very special
in the
guest
tens
next week because it is Mother's Day weekend, and y'all, that's a busy time for some folks.
Yep.
So I'll just let you.
Those folks are busy.
They're very busy. They just need a little break. They've just got their own.
You're just teasing them without naming them, and that's fine. Well,
people should try to guess.
We'll have a couple guests on the show next week, I guess, is what we're working towards. Next Thursday. We'll probably have Louis on earlier in the week to talk about Decade and Cellar Door Cafe, his new venture.
Does he sell any tubular food?
Well, possibly.
We'll work on that.
We'll find out.
I'd like him to.
I was trying to get Kelly Corcoran on. I promised Kelly Corcoran from Love Garden for a Tubular Tuesday. Okay. Kelly's busy with some internal projects. They cleaned out their little loft space upstairs, trying to convince them to do a VHS rental shop up there.
Why would we we're one of the last cities with a VHS rental shop already.
I guess Liberty Hall will rent VHS.
I'm not sure we need competition
maybe
in that
doesn't
market.
My guess is that they'll use that loft for audio equipment because I think they've been building that a little bit, but that's just my educated guess as somebody who walks in a Love Garden once a week.
Is it accessible? Is the loft like a person can walk up there?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's stairs behind the back counter that they use for buying.
Okay, so not a private karaoke studio then.
Send your proposals to Love Garden Sounds for what you'd like to see when they expand.
Better.
Who?
Kelly's. It makes more sense.
What's his idea?
Audio equipment.
I don't know that that's his idea. That's my guess.
Oh, okay.
That's my guess. Send your ideas to Kelly at Love Garden and see if you can convince them. What would you like to see Love Garden expand to? My vote, I want reel-to-reels.
Wow.
I want them to start stocking reel-to-reels. I'm going to get one of those tape machines. I want to make listening to music as difficult as possible.
I actually think it's the pirate radio station.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be great.
That's my actual
Local
guess.
pirate radio. Love
He
it.
keeps talking about that. Okay.
He does. Yeah.
And in case you didn't know, Kelly Corcoran is the spouse of
Laura Larson.
noted
Mm.
and celebrated NPR broadcaster Laura Larson, who I believe won Jeopardy a lot also.
One big on Jeopardy.
That's pretty cool. Okay, well,
we really put the time into that local news brief. Let's get to the
Water Fair
show.
Home Shopping Network. The shopping is sort of
Tangential.
tangential to what we're really trying to do, which is stay part of a community when we're all at home, or your home away from home, which is your downtown Lawrence store. So, Paul, as we do leading up to Mother's Day, which is Sunday,
Mhm.
I brought in a gift idea today that is a gift idea that's always sort of pending at Wonder Fair, and I'm finally making it happen so it can be purchased online. It'll happen later this afternoon, but we know that many folks like to fall back on the traditional gifts for Mother's Day, and I think that's absolutely fine. You don't need new things to think about. So a classy bouquet of flowers is probably the most traditional Mother's Day gift,
Yeah.
I would say, right after breakfast in bed. But you've probably been doing that for weeks now. So you need to switch it up. Flowers are really getting going right now in the world of spring. We're still a couple weeks ahead, though, maybe,
Mhm.
of the best bloom. So if you're finding it difficult or simply too sad to think of buying your mother a bouquet which will wither and die, we are now ready to present the dozen flower gel pens bouquet. This item will be $24. Oh, hello.
I'm going to get a photo
Close
for the
up.
website here.
Okay. I was going to do a nice photo later.
Oh, well, I'm just getting it on right
in my
now.
photo studio. But for now, it'll be an assortment of all of the flower gel pens we sell, which include some more like pansy style, simple flowers in 3 colors, some tiny tulips in 3 to 4 colors, the gel pen
Did
competition
win.
bracket.
Did win.
Did it win?
It
No,
won.
I think Rainbow won.
No, this one won.
This one won? Okay,
Tiny
I forget.
Daffodil won.
Tiny Daffodil, big winner. It will include probably 2 of the beautiful sunflower gel pen because it's Kansas. And if it's not Kansas for you, we might not have time to deliver this in a timely fashion to you, but give it a shot. Pay for priority shipping.
Wonder Fair flower bouquet.
It's it's going to be a dozen beautiful gel friend flowers. I'm going with it. They'll come wrapped in our tissue paper, just like a bouquet of flowers would be. Like if you're a beauty contestant and you get one of those like funnel O flowers. So it'll come wrapped like that. We can deliver it to a mom. We can deliver it to you and then you to your mom. You can just buy it for yourself, folks.
Stack of gel pens.
You might be wondering to yourself, why do I need 1 dozen gel pens? That is more gel pens than one person needs. But imagine just leaving them like maybe you have a reception desk. These will look very cute, waiting for people to sign papers in the eventual future when people can borrow each other's pens again. But until that point, maybe everybody needs their own flower. It will be easy to know whose is whose because somebody's like yellow tulip and somebody's little pink guy and somebody's daffodil. That's probably the mom because it's the best one. So anyway, it's a flower gel pen bouquet and it will be online shortly. We don't have the ability for you to choose individually which flowers because I'm just going to choose 1 of each. And that's pretty straightforward, folks. If you want a bunch of just say a dozen sunflowers, you can call the shop and we can hook you up with that. They don't smell. I'm just going to put that out there. They're also not poisonous to cats, unlike lilies. So think about it. What do you want to do? Kill your cat, tell your mom how much you appreciate her, or have a indefinitely alive and beautiful. Even when they run out of ink, they're still going to look wicked cute. And not only will they not kill your cat will delight to attempt to shred these pens. Dave's eaten or tried to eat a few.
We've seen it.
We've seen it happen.
I like that the tulips actually have
the little petals.
Petals,
the
yeah. Stem leaves. I think they're leaves.
They're very wiggly and enticing to cats.
Yeah.
So Give them
Bonus.
to your mom, give them to your cat mom and your cat. Give them to your cat if your cat's a mom. All that. I did it.
This is great.
I know.
That's the Mother's Day pick for today.
That is my Mother's Day pick for today. It will be up later in the Mother's Day section and as seen on TV.
I've seen on one of our TV.
Here it is in a cute little jar, by the way. Isn't it so cute?
I have to turn the jar.
Well, this is my last feelings jar, and I've
It's our last
earmarked
one.
it for someone else.
Okay.
So
You cannot purchase this
no.
jar.
But you know what? A straight up mason jar is gonna look adorable, and you
Oh,
don't
yeah.
even need to add water. So
Or could you do it in one of those AMAC boxes?
you could absolutely do it in an AMAC box.
That won't look quite as nice.
They do look nice. We have them around the
Okay.
store in AMAX. It's real cute, but you probably already own a mason jar.
Okay, before we get into the real heart meat of the show, I feel like we got to show the folks the big development in home delivery services.
What if we call it the tofu of the show for the vegans watching?
Okay, before we get into the seitan.
Before we get down to
that's no
seitan.
good for the gluten-free folks. Okay. There's been some big developments over the last 24 hours at Wonder Fair Home Shopping. Yeah, this is the
Breaking
big news. I know some of you have been waiting for this. So we're doing local deliveries here, and a lot of people are they're calling in gift orders. Meredith has the mystery $5 gift wrap and a very elaborate gift wrap. She even invented a confetti bow.
I'm having a great time.
She's having a great time wrapping all these gifts that we drop off at people's houses. Well, now there's a new upgrade that we're excited to share with you all. It's a little pricier, but I think you'll agree that it's worth it. Are you ready for this?
It's more of an experience than just a gift wrap.
All right.
Snap.
Pop.
Ew.
Oh, wow.
We should've
Okay.
popped it.
We can, we should have popped it.
Damn it. I mean, apologies.
Elizabeth is
Gosh
trying
darn.
to use her slingshot on YouTube. Miss. Well, here is the, I don't know if anybody's more excited than us about this.
Probably not.
Probably not, but this is now an option. Gotta get it up here for the folks on
I want to say one thing about this.
Okay.
This is our prototype. We scoured the internet for the perfect supplies to make this beautiful gift wrap option as closely as possible resemble the gifts you received from the sky from the magical game Animal Crossing.
The only game I play.
Yes. But the only affordable box we could find that was white and lidded is actually 8 wide by 8 wide by 9
Are you really
high.
grousing about the extra
Hold
inch?
up. I'm going to cut
Okay.
the extra inch off. So
Mhm.
Paul's going to hold this up and it won't be perfectly square. But when we finish prototyping, I will have quickly just sliced off the top inch of this box. So it will be a perfectly square box.
Okay, so
Just a point of
no shortcuts here,
No.
folks. We're actually cutting down these boxes so they're perfectly square instead of. I actually think this is the angle more than anything, showing it to be a little more. I get that it's like an inch, but
It is. But you
There
know
you
what
go.
I found? People who will be bothered by how it's not exactly right will be extremely bothered. And I'm happy to take off an inch for them.
yeah, we can
It's
just chop it with.
No
our
big
thing.
deal. I have a store full of X-Acto knives, literally.
We'll get it. We got it chopped down. We'll get it just right. This is
I
the
even have a
prototype.
big paper cutter.
Okay.
Just chop, chop.
So $15 upgrade. That's for local delivery only. You can send it to a friend. You can send it to yourself. We don't care. It's going to be great. You just got to remember that it's going to be 8 inches by 8 inches by 8 inches. So on a volume level, you got to buy stuff that fits inside. Don't get a huge pad of paper. Don't get a big notebook. Call us if you're like, will that fit? And
We'll
we'll
test
find
it for
out.
you.
We'll test it.
Well, I have some suggestions of what people could buy to put inside their box.
Mhm.
Okay. First of all, so Animal Crossing is a fun game. Currently, the version is you're on a deserted island that you are gradually building up to be a fun place to live for you and your animal friends.
Mhm.
And one thing you have to do on the island, this is really more up your alley, but I'll do my best. is you have to collect materials from around the island to build things. So you might want to have us put inside the box for you a fistful of sticks. We're not kidding about this. We will collect some sticks, just like in Animal Crossing, and put them in the box. We might charge like $3 for that. I don't know. This is kind of a joke, but also I will absolutely put sticks inside the box for you if you'd like to give your friend just the experience of receiving a present, but you don't actually need to give them a gift. So just some component materials for building things in Animal Crossing. We'll put it in the box for you. Next up, speaking of components you need in Animal Crossing, how about some clay? This is a set of Sculpey polymer clay. You like this one?
This is great. I didn't know you were doing that.
Yep. So this is not only fun because it's clay like in the game, but also like then you have a fun art supply where they can actually build things just like in the game. If they're maybe too into Animal Crossing and need to remember that they exist in the meat world or tofu world, they can build things out of this clay and give them to someone else. It could be a whole circle of giving.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so clay, sticks.
Clay. Oh, I didn't know that we had sticks available.
I just went outside and grabbed these sticks off the ground, just like in Animal Crossing.
Okay, so
I suggested that if it was kind of a joke, but if people want the sticks, they can call and I will charge like $3 and go get them some sticks.
Okay.
We have a lot of sticks at our house.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Okay, so if you want to be a little less ridiculous, because actually when you shoot down balloon presents, do they have materials sometimes? They do, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
it's usually very disappointing when they do.
It is. So a thing you commonly do in the game is write letters to your friends and neighbors. And we actually happen to have some letter writing sets that look very much like letter sets from the game. Ideally, one day when we're back to full capacity, we will design our own Animal Crossing inspired stationery sets. But until then, these Midori stationery sets really look a lot like the letters you get in the game. They're super cute. They'll fit in the box. They're affordable at $7 a pack. So for under $25, you could send stationery and a balloon gift to your friend and bring them probably some very big joy.
Big joy.
Because by the way, the reason this exists at Wonder Fair now is our good friend Crystal gave us a gift wrapped like this for our wedding.
For our wedding 8 years ago, Crystal Sullivan brought us a gift just like this. And boy, did it delivered.
Minds.
It didn't even matter what was inside. That was the gift.
Forgotten because I just remember
it was a very generous amount of cash.
Oh, that's right.
But
it was just it was in like a leaf and it looked like bells. That's
yes,
funny.
It was so wonderful. Thank you, Crystal.
But the memory of receiving this gift was so valuable. Like I just
never forget it. So now we're offering that here in Lawrence. You can give your friend the same memory, or Wonder Fair will deliver this to your house. We'll put a stick in. We'll put whatever trash you want. I'm gonna see if we can get some boots. I don't know. Maybe I'll give a call to the Social Service League, see if they'll do a boot order for us. Maybe we can do a boot. We're definitely starting to save our tin cans, so we're gonna paint them red.
We're washing them really well first.
Yeah,
but they will still cut you. So
that'll
order a can.
It'll be a dangerous
Don't send it
upgrade.
to a baby. The can is. So we're pretty excited about that.
It's the best thing we have now to sell to you.
And it's a wrapping.
It's just wrapping.
So another fun thing about this wrapping job is that we now own a smallish helium tank.
Enough to do about 40 of those, maybe. So
yeah. I think we're set up to do up to 50, but I mean, we have no idea what they're.
We'll see what the demand is.
Yeah.
Tell your friends.
Yes, please tell your friends. Send your friends on Animal Crossing. Point of order, the nature of this helium gift wrapped present is we cannot mail it. That's not a thing.
Just local delivery.
We can only locally deliver it in Lawrence. If you really want to give it to someone, no, there's just no way because the helium situation.
Yeah, the helium's going to last only about
4 to 6 hours.
Yeah, it's not a lot. We're going to fill them up just before we deliver them. We could deliver it to you, and then you could drive it over to Kansas City and put it on a friend's porch or something if you want to do it that way. If you're like, got to do it, call us. We'll get the timing down for you. Or we can have you pick it up. We can do these for pickups too.
And if you need it delivered on a non-Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I suppose we could sell you everything except the aired up balloon and just give you the balloon, and you could probably find a way to get it blown up at like a Dillon's or another store that sells
Yeah,
balloons.
if your mom's playing Animal Crossing, we're not doing deliveries Sunday, but we can get you the balloon and all the other equipment.
I might be willing, if somebody really needs to give it to their mom, I will come in on Sunday and do it.
I haven't heard about moms playing Animal Crossing, but you know,
it's got to be happening.
it's got to be happening. I guess I'm thinking of my mom, but I know plenty of moms who are probably playing.
Yes, moms who are our age.
Moms who are our age and not my mom's age.
Well,
Okay, Nikita's here.
it's true.
Let's
Our
make with the
timing is
moon.
Perfect.
Let's make with the moon.
So Paul will do the quick wipe down. And we will get Nikita, are you ready to join us? Okay, one moment. Let me do my thorough. First, we sanitize our hands. Then we sanitize our work surface.
Such a good system.
It's a pretty good system. We're making it happen. All right. Screen down.
That's for you.
All right.
Boom.
Must be Wednesday because we have the joy of having Nikita join us in the studio today. Hi, Nikita. Welcome back to
Hello.
Wander Fair Home Shopping.
Hi.
Our angle's a little wild, which is good because you
Oh,
get
fun.
more space to show things off now.
Mhm.
While I'm sort of in this third vamping, but you don't even know all the moon stuff I got to show off today.
You have a bunch of moon stuff to
I
show off?
do.
Oh, I'm so
so
excited
just
for
point
you.
of order.
Yeah.
Nikita mentioned earlier that she would be talking about the full moon in Scorpio, which I believe arrives late tonight, early this morning. Tomorrow? Yep.
Early tomorrow morning. Yeah.
Yep, so, like,
3:45 or something in the morning.
Set your alarms, folks, because it is the last
Get up.
super moon
Yeah.
of the year, I believe.
Yeah, it's the last one.
So if you like them big and bright, you got to get in on this one. I don't know what the cloudy situation is, but let's hope for the best and prepare to get up. What's up?
Giant balloon.
Is that going to hang out with me?
Do I don't understand. Okay, I don't know Animal Crossing, so I don't know this
Ooh,
reference.
this is a good plant so that people in the studio
Yeah.
audience who also
Please tell
don't
me.
know, Animal Crossing is a game created by Nintendo
Right.
over a decade ago, maybe two
Almost
decades.
two.
Yep. It's probably one of their major properties of video games on par with Mario at this point. But it's a cute game where you live with animal neighbors and pursue a fulfilling life together. That is all.
Yeah, but what is the okay?
Oh,
I knew that portion of it. I
got
don't
it.
understand the balloon portion of it, but like, is
A
that just
major-
like part of the?
As you
game
go about your
play?
business. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like walking around your animal town, you're having a great time
Yeah.
watering your flowers.
Adorable.
And then you
yes.
suddenly will hear a whoosh whoosh sound of the air, and then you know, get out your slingshot and look above you because a balloon present is flying over your head. And if you snap it down in
Mhm.
time, bursting the balloon, the present will land at your feet, and then you can open it,
Cute.
and inside will be a present.
Wow.
Usually like a piece of furniture or money.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I did not know this about Animal Crossing. The more that I learn about it, the more I'm like, this is probably the best game that's ever existed.
It's the best game that ever existed.
Yeah.
It did just occur to me when I talked about what cool gifts you could give people in there.
Mm-hmm.
The obvious answer was actually Wonder Fair gift cards, which come in the form of little wooden tokens and look like bells, and is money. So you should just get
Yeah,
that.
that makes way more sense. Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
a lot of sense. That
This-
was the
Yeah, the stick
straight thing to go
will
for.
work too. But we could fill a can with wooden tinder. Anyway, so Animal Crossing.
sticks.
Nikita, the
Okay.
full moon, it's coming.
It's coming tomorrow morning, super early. It's going to be in Scorpio.
I'm ready for it, although that makes me like a little nervous.
I am not ready
So,
for
I
it.
Yep, the moon is my main gal.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's
I
your
do
supporter this whole
feel-
time.
Stationer to the stars, Nikita Amafidon. Can you please tell us what to expect when you're expecting the last supermoon of the year to be a full moon in Scorpio during Taurus season?
You're expecting a lot. It's what you should expect. Scorpio is a really, really wild sign. It definitely is very intense. There's a lot of passion there, which is just kind of scary to me. I feel like it's just going to be unearthing a lot of emotions is what I kind of was like thinking the most about. And it's just like, what have we been feeling this whole time? how do we continue unearthing emotions when we've like probably spent a lot of time with our emotions recently because we haven't had a lot of distractions from them.
I'm tired of mine, if I'm gonna be
I'm
honest.
so tired of them, but unfortunately for you, you don't get a break because Scorpio means that you
No.
just keep experiencing like what those emotions mean to you and like not having time for any kind of like just like distractions there. You're just kind of like straightforward, like we got to get to the heart of it, and that's like a lot to handle. So it's kind of scary.
Does that mean people should like do the work of having the talk, or sit out the talk till their emotions cool, or different for everybody, I guess?
I think it's different for everybody, but I do think that interpersonal relationships are going to be a little bit difficult right now, just because I think we're going to be all in kind of an intense place. So it may be a good time to just like take a step back and like breathe a little bit before you go into these interpersonal experiences. I think a lot of us also don't really have that much like recent experience with interpersonal stuff. So I feel like in general, we're all kind of a little bit like awkward with some of the ways that we communicate because, you know, we're forced to communicate in different ways than we're used to. And I feel like this full moon is probably not going to help the most with that.
And kind of yikes with the timing of Mother's Day, which I feel like
yeah,
expectations around motherhood are already very tense, and it's going to go a lot of directions. So that's why I'm really leaning into the happy parts of Mother's Day, like gifting someone you love something really nice.
We do that. We listen to Dolly Parton. We have a good time.
Oh, that's a good idea. Hey, is
That's
Dolly
what I've been
Parton
doing.
Mom?
No, she is not a mom.
Okay.
She's married, but she is not a mom.
She's
And
like the
just-
matron of the arts.
She's the mom of like everyone, though. You know, at the
Mhm.
same time, like I feel very like seen and comforted by her.
She's the mother of country music.
I'm actually reading the Jessica Simpson memoir right now called Open Book, and she just mentioned
Hold up.
Natalie. Yeah. Do we got to go back a few steps? Do you not know about my Jessica Simpson feelings?
I don't, but I'm excited to hear them. And I will say, one thing I really like about you, Nikito, which is a long list, is your reading patterns. Like I don't read as much as I'd like because I actually like, I don't want to go into it. But I love to read, but I do tend to read sort of things in the exact same genre all the time. And you read things from the absolute spectrum.
I read all over the place.
Do you think did you do that before you worked at the Raven, or was the influence of being around all the books all the time enhanced it, or?
It's definitely enhanced it. I think I always have read like all over the place because my attention span, I have like a lot of different areas of interest, and my attention span is very short. So I feel like I have to kind of keep a variety going if I want to keep myself interested in things.
That's cool.
And there's just a lot of areas that are very interesting to me, including Jessica Simpson's life and her critique by society.
I'm in love. Is there a lot about, is she the one who married Nick Lachey?
She did marry Nick Lachey.
Is that still a thing?
No,
Okay.
It is not a thing in a big way.
Okay.
She had the reality show Newlyweds with Nick Lachey for 3 seasons, where it just kind of covered their relationship, and then things fell apart very publicly, and it was very unfortunate for her because she had to deal with like the critiques of like her body image and her life and all of that on top of like being married to Nick Lachey and having that relationship fall apart and how people criticized her for that. So
wow,
it's not been
and
good.
I'm sure
for
it wasn't
her.
all her fault.
No, it was not all her fault.
That was Nick Lachey the host of that wedding show with his wife?
Yes, with his new wife Vanessa.
Okay, it's all
Manila.
becoming. I see that it's a full circle, like the moon will be tonight.
Full moon, yeah.
How close are you to finish with the Jessica Simpson book?
I'm like 3/4 of the way through.
Wow,
I'm right now
you're
at her
blazing.
relationship she had with John Mayer, which is a wild
I
story as
forgot
well.
about
Yeah. John Mayer, not my
Wow.
favorite, let me tell you.
Yeah.
But it's pretty good. I think that I'm just very fascinated by celebrities who have been just like torn apart by the
Mhm.
media, specifically just for like their like persona, especially when it's like they look a certain way, so they're
Mhm.
just perceived as dumb, and then
Yep.
they just like get torn apart by society. And Jessica Simpson is a very prime example of that, as well as just discussions of her purity was like a huge thing for a long time, and that was really disgusting of us as
All
a
those
society.
pop stars who came up in that era, I feel like got a really
rough.
bad. They had it rough.
It was really rough. Yeah,
Mhm.
it was a bad time period.
So Well,
and Jessica is
that's
coming
exciting.
through on top. She released this memoir, I think, end of last year or earlier this year, and it is really good.
I'm excited to read it. I won't read it. I'm just gonna say that. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
like,
saying
I
I'm
don't think
excited
you're
to
gonna read
but
it.
it probably won't happen. But I'm probably gonna ask you to tell me the most
I will tell you about it.
fascinating detail you get
Mhm.
when you're done.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
at least I'll just save up like at least like a top 3 list of like things that you really need to know from it, you know?
Ooh, I would love for you to share that with us
Mhm.
next week.
Yeah,
Your
I'll do
top
it.
3?
I'll
Okay.
do it. Yeah, that sounds
Top 3
exciting.
Jessica Simpson facts coming at you live here at Wonder Fair Home Shopping, which makes total sense.
Yeah, it all connects. It all loops back to that.
It absolutely does. Okay. I digress, and I'm a bad interviewer.
This is so related to the full moon.
We are talking about the Scorpio full moon. It's
Mhm.
going to be intense and a lot of feelings and probably some communication breakdown. What's Mercury doing? Where's he at?
Mercury is currently.
You don't have to know this off the top of your
I really don't know this off the top of my head. I looked at it
I
too.
feel like maybe
I looked at the whole
Shawnee said.
list.
I
I want
have
to
her
say
article
Mercury was in. No, I can't remember. Yeah,
Wow.
I tried and then I didn't.
Is
but
there
the
anything
sun's in
else?
Taurus?
Sun's in Taurus. Yep.
Which is interesting because Scorpio, I feel like, really asks us to feel more than Taurus does.
Mhm.
Taurus is an earth sign, which just means it's not really the most emotionally intense of a sign.
Mhm.
It definitely has like some energy there with stubbornness, but it's not really like about emotion as much.
Right.
So Scorpio is kind of like forcing us to think back to that
Yep.
emotional place that we've all probably been in for quite a long time. So that's important. I did see that the moon is squaring both Saturn and Jupiter right now, which is interesting.
Can you explain what a square is for the
Yes.
folks who are just getting into astrology because of your great stationer into the stars
Obviously.
efforts,
Yeah.
but also because they're realizing that indeed it's nice to have something to frame out all your feelings.
Something to believe in, yes.
Yeah.
A square occurs when two planets are like 90 degrees apart in angle from each other. And what that means usually is that it is an area of tension or conflict. You have something, you seem very excited about something all of
I'm
a
not
sudden.
excited. I just thought it might
Okay.
help illustrate it, but then I was kind of wrong. This is like a star map
Oh, okay, yeah.
on a notebook. So I was hoping I could help illustrate where a square would happen, but then I
That seems very
glanced and thought,
complicated.
nope, because this is on a radiograph.
Yeah, it makes it really hard. There are definitely lots of like wheel chart versions of transits out there that kind of like make it clearer with like where the placement of all the zodiacs are, like all the zodiac symbols, and then kind of like place it from there. But it's a complicated thing to illustrate for sure.
I'll just read what certified astrologers and Nikita say is squaring, and I'm just going to trust it.
Yeah, I think what also happens, I found this out today. I think also it's planets that are in the same modality, which means that they're either fixed, cardinal, or mutable signs. The ones that are in the same one, so say like Aries is a cardinal sign, and then whatever is 3 signs later is also a cardinal. Aries, Taurus, Gemini. Cancer, I believe, is also a cardinal sign. Yeah, it is cardinal. Those are squared to each other because they're both cardinal signs, but they share like nothing else in common because they're not like one's water, one's fire, one's
Cool. Does
It's
that
pretty
mean
interesting.
So, but a square is a challenge, correct?
Yes, a square is a challenge. It means that usually some idea behind both of those signs are in conflict with one another, which for us means that if the moon is in Scorpio and then we have Saturn, which is in Aquarius. So Saturn is the planet of rules and restrictions and kind of regulation.
Wow.
Aquarius makes it kind of a situation where it's a little more innovative in how you kind of handle situations. And it's also more of a collective sign. So it kind of means that we're like community building to work towards something that's like more practical and structured.
Gosh, Nikita, it kind of sounds like you're describing it as though the entire globe is suddenly deciding how to, as a community, restructure their society to reopen safely amidst looming global panic.
I'm not going to say that Saturn is definitely responsible for that in Aquarius, but perhaps it is an interesting coincidence between this time period and that.
Yeah.
And so
I read in Shawnee on this note. So Shawnee Nichols, one of our favorite astrologers, writes about the season that we're currently in, saying, with the many businesses that are talking about reopening in May, we can feel how hungry the world is to return, and it's more than understandable. For most, it is an economic necessity. However, I'm not trusting the general population's ability to critically think our way through May.
Yeah.
Love it.
That is a really good note, Johnny.
Yes, Taurus, you can't critically think your way through all of the complex emotions and health. And it's like it would be nice if it was a simple thing.
And
for us, it's not. So we're still close.
I think it's kind of scary because the moon squaring like Saturn in Aquarius, which is like the thing that's supposed to help us build collectively, I think means that there's like a tension there where it's like all these businesses are wanting to reopen. We're all trying to like resist this idea of what is the collective good for kind of more of a personal desire and just kind of like desires to get back to like whatever people want to call normal. And I feel like that has an interesting like correlation there of just being like we're trying really hard to push against what is like pretty much most people know is the greater good here, and just rushing into things.
And the greater good is so complex. An idea like the old good wasn't always good. The current bad isn't all bad. The future good won't be entirely good. Anyway, not to bum everyone out, but this full moon's gonna be wild. And it's not just because it's the full moon, it's because it's May 2020.
May 2020. What an experience. Didn't see this one coming.
Nope. Shall I show some moon art?
Please do.
Here's what I thought we could do.
Okay.
So I definitely pulled moon things, and they're all in As Seen on TV. I might not even describe what they are unless you want me to, but you could just say more Scorpio moon stuff if you've got it while I'm just holding up moons.
Yeah,
or I could hold them up
fun.
and just say what they are. I don't know.
I mean,
We're
I
on
have
Shopping
just some
Network,
general
but-
universe stuff. I don't really have much more Scorpio stuff. Well, I guess I could just talk about Scorpio a little bit as a sign itself because it's kind of cool.
That sounds fun.
Scorpio, yeah.
What if I hold up the thing and you gotta make it?
I'm gonna do it. Yeah, let's do that. That sounds way more fun. Let's do this.
Check it out, Nikita. What I have for you, your first challenge. It is a set of full moon coasters that are waterproof, cork backed, and heat resistant.
Okay.
They also work as tiny trivets if you want to like make a tiny little stew pot. And they're real nice. And I just put them on the web. Moon coasters. What you got?
This is a great start. I feel really good about this.
Should have probably started with. Should we start with the softball, and you'll know this is coming. This is the big boss.
Yeah.
This feels like the hardest one.
I'm trying to. I'm like coasters.
This is a moon air freshener that smells like cinnamon.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
I will let you hold it, but I
don't do it.
That's
it's
not
dangerous.
what we do right now. It smells great though. Trust me.
I believe it. I've smelled it before. It's really good. Moon air freshener.
Probably has nothing to do with Scorpio.
Yeah, I mean, this time is a time for refreshing and transformation, so I'm going to connect it to that. Scorpio is associated with the House of Death, and also like the Death card in tarot, which a lot of people are very scared of, but it's actually not bad. And here's why. Death is actually as a card and just as like a concept in at least astrology and in life, but a lot of people don't think of it that way. It's actually a period of transformation for a lot of people. The idea is kind of like letting go of what doesn't work for you and moving on in a new way and like not resisting change and transformation. So Scorpio is kind of all about that. A lot of that energy goes towards just how we can transform. And a lot of it's very emotion based, but it is a very powerful aspect of Scorpio that I think people don't think about as much.
Yep. Death and rebirth. I'm going to tie into that with the Moonlists journal, which you've shown before.
I love this journal.
I flipped through this a lot lately because we have a lot of guided journals and I often like them, but we'll come across things that are less ideal to me. But this journal concept is basically a line of prompts, and then they actually give examples of how they'd respond, and then you respond. So I feel like this one in particular is about transforming thoughts and thinking through sort of like complex past histories to move on. So I love the Moonlist. I had pulled that one. All right, so those two tied all in a big loop. Here's the next one. It's Moonlight Gratitude, one of our other very excellent books. Sleep meditations for nightly meditative rituals, and there's one per day. So you pick the day and then you read it and then you think about it.
That is like a really beautiful book. I've looked at it many a times and it's stunning and has a lot of like very insightful statements in there.
This feels like a good Mother's Day gift.
I feel like it would be really good.
I'm going to say it now. I'm going to move it into that column of our website. that's sort of actually tied into the last journal. So
I
here's
feel like it's
a
really-
wild one.
Mhm.
I have three versions of moon stickers.
Stickers.
Uh-huh.
So
There's Sloth on
exciting.
There is a box of 45 moon phase stickers. It's every phase of the moon represented.
So pretty.
And they're like paper stickers that can be placed and removed. And Grace D. Chin, BFF, the "You do not need to be perfect to be whole," which
So
you've
good.
seen as a print. But did you know it's also a sticker printed on vinyl? We just put it live on our
Incredible.
website. So sticky Scorpio thoughts?
sticky.
Sticky Scorpio full moon thoughts?
You know, I feel like Scorpio encourages you not to stick to a lot,
Ooh.
honestly. I'm going to throw a little,
like
wrench
it.
in that.
Be
But
like
I
me
do.
and never stick this. Just buy the sticker and don't stick it on it.
Do not stick it anywhere.
That's me.
That seems like a good mindset.
Can't commit.
I do like the sloth sticker because I feel like that's like really wonderful during this time because I think Scorpio is not associated a lot with like it's associated a little bit more with spontaneity than I think that you would maybe want sometimes. And I feel like having the sloth sticker in me, like maybe just slow down a little.
Slow your roll,
Just slow your
emotional
roll.
Scorpio full moon feelings.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
Chill out and just stay home a little longer.
Yeah, I think
Or,
staying
you
home
know, like
at least a little longer would be
Also,
a great idea.
yeah, maybe slow your feelings of anxiety about other people's choices. Like well, you might see people making some choices right now that make you anxious for them, but we don't know
Mhm.
their whole story. So we also have to slow down our response action to judge people right now, probably. That's just a guess. I don't know.
Probably, yeah. I feel like, yeah, I definitely have to resist
I
being
feel it.
judgmental.
Yeah,
so.
I get grouchy sometimes. It's like, why aren't you, like wearing a mask or that? But
Mhm.
I don't know their deal. Maybe they had an emergency and left it in their car. I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway, we're gonna slow the roll of our emotions.
cute.
I
Yeah.
like it. Be the sloth on the moon.
Yeah.
Let's see. We showed some notebooks. We showed some stickers. One last thing. It's the Field Notes 3 Missions notebook set. I believe out of print now. It's all covers of the 3 moon missions where we went to the moon. Remember when we used to go places?
Including the moon,
Like
yeah.
the
That was
moon?
wild, yeah.
The space program is now. I don't want to talk about it. Never mind.
Is that too upsetting for you? You
It
don't
was.
want to do it?
It was. I can't go there right now.
Okay.
It's not even the full moon yet, but that it made me sad to think about it.
We took
Anyway.
950 pounds of moon rocks around the moon, and I still want to talk about that
What?
because
That's
while
so
it's
many,
good to
that's
take
right.
some, I feel like that's a lot. I know that the moon is really big and therefore it's fine, but like it just feels like we didn't need that much rock
Yeah.
from it.
That's making
Um,
me feel a little seen, which is good to feel that way sometimes, folks, because I do take pebbles from beaches sometimes, or like sea glass, and that's
Like
kind of like
rocks.
these astronauts. Like
I guess if I went to the moon too, I would also be like,
I would fully
I want a
steal
bunch
rock.
of rocks.
I'm
You
not
know, like
kidding.
I would probably
take
see a
one.
bunch of rocks that I wanted. You know, like I pick up a lot of rocks around town.
Yeah, man, we haven't really questioned, like, we just assume like that's a fun souvenir for us, but maybe that was Earth's favorite rock.
Cute.
Now I feel guilty. So many rocks at home. Well, on
Yeah.
this note, we have a lot of feelings.
Stop
to unpack.
collecting rocks, everybody. Now I feel bad. Yeah.
Or like, what if you take a few rocks with you to put where you like do a trade?
Ooh, like a little free library system
Mhm,
where you just
mhm,
like
mhm.
take a rock, leave a rock.
Yep. I feel like that could balance it out because
Mhm.
maybe the Earth also likes collecting lots of rocks, which I feel like is obvious.
Oh. You
She's
and,
made so
you
many
and
of
the Earth
them.
can be rock pals, like
Oh my
little
gosh.
pen rock pals.
That'd be fun. We'll put
Yeah.
some googly eyes on them.
Cute.
Okay.
Pet rocks.
Well, we've got a new plan for next week. We're
Mhm.
gonna check in about Jessica Simpson. In the
Oh,
meantime,
absolutely.
Nikita, we are almost off the air, so I always want to give you the opportunity if there's anything else you want to plug or like
Hmm.
local happenings you want to talk about before we say goodbye and see you next week.
It's a really good thing. I don't think I really have anything actually.
That's okay. We already
No.
did a bunch of kind of pointless announcements. Or they were very important announcements. They're always about restaurants that are
Yeah.
making food.
Yeah, those are super important.
What's
yeah.
your favorite thing to eat in quarantine, Nikita?
Terrebonne is my favorite local place to
I
get
am-
food from. They have a
Yeah, hand
great
to
little
God.
contactless pickup system.
Mhm.
Big fan. They're
Big
always
fan.
there for me.
Affordable, delicious,
Affordable,
efficient.
delicious.
Needlepoint.
Needlepoint, yes.
My
Their
tummy is rumbling
online
just
website.
talking
Yeah.
about it.
I was like, wait a minute.
It did. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's me.
Their website just has needlepoint instead of pictures of their food on it. And
It's
that's
so
really
cute.
my favorite thing.
Well,
Um,
Nikita, thanks for all of your Station Under the Stars information today.
Star stuff.
Remember, the full moon, super moon, the flower moon is what it is called.
Beautiful.
So, just tying back into my beautiful pin bouquet, you can now
Cute.
order. Well, not now, but in like an hour. And get ready for that flower moon. It'll be about 3:45 a.m. I'm gonna get up
So
for
excited.
it because I missed the last one and I regret it. I know.
Yeah, this is your last chance for Supermoon, people.
Let me just embarrass myself a little bit, but I'm gonna own it and not be embarrassed by it because it's gonna make me feel good. I'm gonna charge my D&D dice under the full moon tonight.
Oh, good for you.
I know we're playing D&D tonight, so they might need a recharge anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's what I'm gonna be getting up to at 3:45. Dave will probably get up with me.
Cute.
Are you and Mulberry gonna get up?
Oh, we're gonna get up for sure.
Cool.
We'll
Well,
be out there.
We'll be thinking of you.
Charge some water, my
nice.
pendulum probably that I have that I need to figure out.
Do you drink the water after you charge it?
I want to use it for a bath situation.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's
Are
my
you gonna
goal.
charge a lot of water?
I probably, I don't know, get a bucket hopefully.
That's
I don't know.
badass.
I'm just gonna
Okay.
add some. I
All
don't know.
right. Well, these are great ideas for y'all. You thought it was a home shopping network, but really it's about your whole life.
about moon
And
rituals.
I'm happy with that. Thanks,
Mhm.
Nikita.
Thank
It's always so nice to have you. All right. Well, I will remove the screen. Thanks so much, Nikita. Paul's actually helping someone, so it might just be me. 1 second. Okay. Look at this beautiful present wafting gently while I remove the screen. Wafting. What a good word. How often do you get to use that word in a sentence? Wow, I did it. It was like lots of lame jokes in one. Okay, so I don't know how to tell you if the broadcast is almost over because I can't see the timing. Oh, I will say that Kaylee's going to get up too. Isn't that exciting? Nikita's excited. We're going to get up. Kaylee's going to be up. Maybe a bunch of Wonder Fairs will be up.
Oh.
That'd be adorable. If anybody gets up tonight, just like, I don't know, maybe I'll post on Twitter like, hey, you up?
That seems like a great thing to do. Yeah.
Have we reclaimed that yet? No?
Yeah.
Can we use it? I don't know. I don't want to trigger anybody's bad feelings about that phrase. I'll come up with something else. Yeah, I'd like to reclaim it because it's just really efficient to type. All right. Well, hey, is there any chance, Paul, you could look at the timer while you're back nearby me? How much I got? 3 minutes? Oh, okay. Well, Paul is on the phone. I am about to end the broadcast because I have no idea how much time is left on Instagram. However, a couple of notes before we end today. It is delivery day. It's Wednesday. So if you'd like to put in orders for delivery today, try to get them in by like 3 in the afternoon. Sometimes even up to 4 p.m. We're still here packing orders. We'll do a round of deliveries. We'd love to deliver your Mother's Day gifts. You can get them in the mail today or tomorrow. And we'll also be doing delivery rounds on Friday. We will have the present balloon gift wrap available starting today. We will have the bouquet of gel pin flowers available starting today. And you can always just call us. And we will chat about whatever you want. Even if it's not very stationery related, if you really just need to chat with us, probably don't do that because we have a lot of people to help. But I'm sorry we have to be that way. It's just a busy time. That's all I have to say, I think. Am I done? Am I done? I saved one thing for tomorrow. Hey, Paul, I think I'm done. Do you want to give me a thumbs up?
Okay, thanks.
He's here. He's coming. How's my time?
I think it's over.
Dang. So, well, we don't know if that ended without a proper goodbye, and we're just going to deal with it because we're just doing the best that we can. Signing off from Wonder Fair in downtown Lawrence, Kansas. It ended.